Hello, my name is Zach, and this is the West Coast Podcast, and we're live right here watching SmackDown. Get your thoughts in as we go through the show here and see what's going on SmackDown after a great Royal Rumble pay-per-view and leading into the Elimination Chamber. So get your comments in. Let me know your thoughts, and then we're also going to be talking the Fantastic Four trailer live right here. So let me know what was going on with you. How's your weekend? Are you getting prepared for the Super Bowl? It's going to be a big weekend. Yeah, we're coming off a big weekend too. If you joined us, thank you. Eric, Knock, myself had a great job with the Royal Rumble here. Had a great job. Am I patting ourselves on the back? I think I am. Anyways, we loved it. We love seeing you guys during it. Right now, Candice LeRae is facing Alexa Bliss. We'll talk about what happened during SmackDown. And, of course, we will get to the Fantastic Four trailer. I want to know your thoughts on that. There's a lot of mixed feelings on the Fantastic Four trailer. I want to know your thoughts on that. We'll talk about it. We'll look at the Thing. We'll look at Sue Storm. We can't really look at Reed Richards because he didn't really do anything. But Johnny Storm, we'll talk about him too. And, of course, the big villain reveal, Galactus himself. So, again, get your comments in. It is an open discussion. It's Friday. We're just hanging out. We're getting ready for a big Super Bowl weekend. And, yeah, we're just hanging out. So get your comments in. Whatever you want to talk about. If you're going to go see Dogman or whatever you're going to go see this weekend in the theaters, give us a shout here and let us know. Alexa Bliss has been looking great so far tonight. Candice LeRae is a great opponent. People might be thinking, well, Candice LeRae is just there to take a pin. Yes, but is also someone who is going to help Alexa Bliss get back into the ring and look great. So, Elizabeth Hurst, how you doing? Hope you're all right. Fantastic Four. I guess they went back to the 60s. We're going to talk about it. They did and they didn't. There are hints. I hope you're having a great weekend so far, Elizabeth. We are watching Alexa Bliss and Candice LeRae try to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. I like this pay-per-view, but a lot of the big pay-per-views where gimmicks like this and Hell in a Cell started adding up to once a year, the matches kind of blur with me. That's why I loved CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre and Hell in a Cell so much. It told a different story, and it was better than the Vince McMahon era stuff. But thanks for spending some Friday evening with me here, some of your time with me. I was pretty busy this week, so I didn't know if I was going to jump on, but thought, hey, why not? Got a little bit of time. Got to see the return of Alexa Bliss. That's pretty sweet. When we go to commercial break, we'll talk about the rest of SmackDown and what happened so far. Charlotte just came out, and I don't know if I'm really excited to have Charlotte back, to be honest. I was excited with the big nets and everything, but now that she's back, I think NXT, some things got shown. This is a good match too for Candice LeRae. Even if she loses, I honestly think would be really cool if Candice LeRae wins. If Candice LeRae wins and Alexa Bliss all of a sudden joins the Wyatt Six, the lights go out and there's a big thing with the Wyatt Six at the end here. Candice LeRae, man, so good. Adapting the WWE style with her indie style. I hope at some point they do some intergender matches. I know on WWE 2K25 you can do intergender matches, but if you see the stuff that Candice has done, that Jacob Fatu, Mishin, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, 2 and 3, that is it. Alexa Bliss just won and qualifies for Elimination Chamber. Will anything else happen? Will they wait till the Chamber to do anything with the Wyatt Six? I think there's a reason they moved her to SmackDown with the Wyatt Six. We'll talk about a couple other moves in a second here. There it is. I mean, that's a Bray Wyatt finish. You'd think she joined the crew. We'll see. We'll see. Will they just cut to the next match? Will she have a segment after this? All right, now we have 3, and we have 3 more to go for the qualifiers. Bianca Belair won, obviously, tonight. All right, so we're just getting regular Alexa Bliss back for a while. All right, and now we got some more stuff here with Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. So good, these two. Here's a good thing to chime in. If you're going to watch the Super Bowl, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. I haven't watched too much NFL at all this year. Who do you think is going to win, Elizabeth? I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing, I think the Eagles are going to win. Knock was talking about it during a Rumble live stream, but I think from just what I've seen, I think the Eagles might win it. But let me know. I haven't really watched the season, so if you have anything going on for the Super Bowl too, let me know what you're doing for parties, man. Anything big? Are you making some fun snacks? Do you watch for the game or for the commercials? It depends. I will watch for the game because the commercials are already airing. You can find them all online, so I will watch for the game. It's just if it starts getting a little boring, I wait for the commercials. I sit down for the commercials, and I get snacks during the game. But I usually, if it's boring, I tune out by halftime because all the good commercials air before halftime. Hey, Zelina. Zelina would be a good one to take the title off Chelsea Green. Can only do so much mission versus Chelsea Green. If you haven't, vote on our poll. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl too? We have a poll up right now. Shut up. $8 million for a spot in the Super Bowl? That is insane. That is so insane. Holy Christmas. That is beyond insane. $8 million for a Super Bowl spot? Let me tell you something. All the trailers dropped this week. All of them. We'll talk about Fantastic Four. I got slides for that. We can talk about Jurassic World or whatever. A bunch more. Bloodlines, the new Final Destinations dropped this week. Smurfs dropped this week. All these trailers dropped this week online. Why? Because it's free to do. $8 million. These studios are already in a lot of trouble. Did you stay up for it? Did you wake up for it? Because I knew they were going to do something for it. I didn't get up early because it was 4 a.m. our time, and then 5 when they actually showed it. Let's get into the rest of SmackDown really quick here, and then we'll talk the Fantastic Four trailer before the big matchup. Let me know how SmackDown was. Again, it airs later here. It airs in about half an hour here in LA, so I will watch it in a little bit. But yeah, let's talk about SmackDown, and let me know your thoughts. Pretty Deadly finally getting their victory against DIY and getting their title shot. I'm happy for them, and I knew this was coming because it's just old school way of booking. It's great. You know, everyone can't be on top. But again, we need some tag team stories that don't involve the title. Just my thoughts. I love Pretty Deadly. I hope they have an end game for their musical. I hope someone is on deck writing this musical somewhere and they actually pull it off. If they can do it live, that'd be cool. Even if they did it at a house show and then aired it online or something, you could find it. I just want to see it, and I want them to have someone who's really good and funny doing it. If they could do a cross promotion with the guys who do South Park, there's a movie coming out, them producing and directing with Kendrick Lamar this summer. I don't know if they'll promote that during the halftime show of the Super Bowl on Sunday, but if they could get those two, the guys wrote Book of Mormon, which is great. So Pretty Deadly. Boy. All right. If you've noticed this, The Miz talked to Cody Rhodes in the background, way in the back. If you squint your eyes and you can barely see, but if you look, Shinsuke. It looks like we're going to get a Shinsuke Nakamura Cody Rhodes program, which I'm excited for. The program will be good. Look, I don't think Shinsuke is going to take the title off Cody, but I just need a good program with a good villain, which we just had with Kevin Owens. And then we'll see what happens at WrestleMania. Oh, God, I hope Cena doesn't face him. Oh, I hope he doesn't face Cody Rhodes. Melo's money, he took on Akira Tazowa. Okay. You got to fill time. It's 3 hours until June or July. And then, yeah, LA Knight delivered a very good promo on his way for this triple threat qualifier match. Drew McIntyre is now officially on the SmackDown brand, and so is Caden Carter and Katana Chance. I think those are their names still. I could be wrong because they switched them up. But we got a little switcheroo here going on to the SmackDown brand with Drew McIntyre. This is a nice refresh for him. He's away from Seth Rollins. He's away from CM Punk. I like it. We got Damian Priest away from the Judgment Day, and now we have Drew McIntyre ready to start some fresh feuds, and I think him and LA Knight could be a big one, and I think even a good feud with Jimmy Uso would be good. This was a great match. This was just powerhouse matches. This is great. Bianca Belair defeated Piper Niven. She's going to qualify with Liv Morgan there for the Elimination Chamber matches there in Canada. This is great. There's rumors of Bianca Belair Rhea Ripley match down the pipe for WrestleMania. We'll see what the storytelling does, though, because you got Naomi with a qualifying matchup next, and Naomi was kind of going for the hand raise with the ref. So we'll see what happens there with the titles, with the tag titles, especially now that you have a new tag team on SmackDown, and you have the good girls who might be getting called up here. The Meta 2, Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend possibly taking those titles off. That'd be a nice call up for them. All right, they're running down what's going on too on SmackDown. So, hey, that's what we're doing. We're in sync here as we gear up for the final match. Charlotte Flair came out with Tiffany Stratton, and I'm not really excited for Charlotte to be on anymore, because if you watched her on NXT, her old school style of promos, it works. It works. It just doesn't work against people who don't really do the old school style promos. So her on NXT kind of showed that she's not really, she can go in the ring any day of the week, but it's just the promos aren't hitting with Charlotte Flair. And if you just come back and you just get the Royal Rumble win and you're getting booed this heavily, I think you've got to do the job at WrestleMania. You saw Becky Lynch just go through a full year of putting people over on the main roster and on NXT. I think that's what Charlotte needs to do, whether it gets people in her good graces or not, but it doesn't really matter. Street Profits out now with a vignette. I'm glad they're still tag team. I think they can do one more run of the tag team before they split. I think this is it. Not tag titles, though. I think they do one more big run, and they don't get the titles. So whether it's WrestleMania, because we're in that season, or whether it's before that, I don't know if you have enough time to build a singles match between these two at WrestleMania, but you could have the feud go into WrestleMania. You have the heel turn at the Rumble, and then you have one of them turn at WrestleMania. I think that's the way to go. Let me know your thoughts on the Street Profits. I do think it's time for them to break up. One nice little run here with them going into a program with multiple tag teams into WrestleMania, and then have one of them turn on the other at WrestleMania. It's a big moment, and that way you can even have a big moment when titles don't change hands. All right, what else happened here? That's it. We're all caught up. We got the singles match here between Candice LeRae and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss now qualifies along with Bianca Belair. And now we have 3 women in the Elimination Chamber. 3 to go, just like with the men, 3 to go. So we are on track for, I think, an interesting Elimination Chamber. Once we find out who the Royal Rumble winners are going to choose. I do like they do tease an NXT winner or champion, but we'll see. Los Garzas, here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. Storyline without a title. Los Garzas and Motor City Machine Guns. I don't understand the werewolf on them, but all right. That's it. We're all caught up. That means we're going to have some fun here. We're going to be talking about anything you want. It is an open forum right now. Anything you want to talk about, Super Bowl, movie trailers, comic books, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. There's X-Men rumors out there we can talk about. So hit me up if you want to talk about those X-Men rumors. Legato trying to get built back up again. I think switching those tag teams was the mistake with Legato. But yeah, there are X-Men rumors out there we can talk about once we talk about the Fantastic Four trailer, which we will in a little bit here. Because I think it's time for the main event. Final matchup tonight. Let me know how your Friday is doing, and thanks for spending your Friday with me. And we got a main event right here. This is it. Next week, is going to be a big one. It's a match that I am pretty excited for, and I think will probably main event. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman versus Damian Priest. Holy crap, is that going to be just a big, beefy slobber knocker fest? I'm trying to think of appropriate ways to say it. All right, Women's Championship. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax next Friday as well. So Nia Jax getting another title opportunity. What show is she on? She's finally getting her title shot here, which people are complaining about with Nia Jax in the Rumble. Why is she in the Rumble? Why didn't she get her title shot at the Rumble against Tiffany? It kind of not that, but the qualifying match: Damian Priest, Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman. This is going to be big. Tables can get broken. Everything's going to be used. If they can announce this match being a no disqualification match, it's going to be huge. All right, Damian Priest right now, a promo for him. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. First steps. The trailer came out. The first of many trailers this week. Again, Final Destination, Smurfs, Jurassic World, and a bunch more. I don't know if they're going to add more if they do a Super Bowl spot, but I mean, Elizabeth Hurst telling us here $8 million for a spot. That's insane. I don't know if Marvel's going to put in the money to do another spot. I think if they do a spot at the Super Bowl, it's going to probably be another Captain America trailer to get people hyped up for that. Whether they show something off that hasn't been seen yet or not, that movie's not tracking super well, so we'll see. Snow White, you might see a trailer for. That movie's tracking to do pretty well. I think 60-some million so far it's tracking for. So, but we'll see if they add anything else to this. So Fantastic Four. The whole theme of this is that they're in the 60s, and it's in the time when they, were introduced in the comics. There are rumors that we go get Mole Man, a whole bunch of stuff like that, just to be more succinct with what the comics, the origin story with the comics. We're technically not getting an origin story, but I think we'll get flashbacks based on what we saw here with Reed Richards talking to Sue Storm. This is all a ruse. It has already been announced that they're going to be in the next two Avengers movies. So, first steps can mean a few things. It can mean first steps, first man on the moon, first steps with the Fantastic Four, a whole bunch of different things. But we will see, in a sense, how they get their powers. My theory on it being called first steps is another thing that is usually called first steps or reference to, and that is a child. So Franklin Richards, I do believe, will be in this movie in some capacity. I don't know if we're going to spend the whole movie in the 60s or if we're going to kind of time jump. But the woman playing Sue Storm during Good Morning America has stated that they are going to be in multiple periods. And that helped with the acting and the storytelling. So multiple periods. So we're going to get what we saw in the trailer, which is probably going to be the first maybe half an hour or less. Then we can go into them having a child. And so I think we're going to get their life in this world here, in this realm. And then whatever happens in Secret Wars happens. I do believe Galactus will come to Earth, maybe even looking for Franklin Richards to rebuild his universe. So if you want to look up Franklin Richards really quick and what his powers are about, he is one of the most powerful beings in Marvel, if not the most powerful. This is my theory, so let me know your thoughts on this. Now let's get into what the trailer showed. I'll take the little banner off really quick here as we dive into some clips here from, not clips, I can't show clips. I will get clipped from YouTube. All right, let's get into some of these clips here from Fantastic Four as we do a Logan Paul build-up video here. I like how the team looks. It is very original to the comics, which is great, but at the same time, some of this was a little campy, especially Reed Richards. But I guess this is the whole big playoff, because if you go into Reed Richards' big story, especially into the time when he gets Franklin Richards with Sue Storm, he becomes a madman, a mad genius. So we'll see if we get the Council of Reeds as well. We'll see how far they go into this. This is still part of the multiverse. That's what we need to pay attention to, because again, there's a reason Galactus is coming, I think, other than just introducing him in the Fantastic Four. So here are your heroes, kind of in action. You don't really get to see Pedro, Reed Richards, use his powers. You get to see him in many different iterations as a husband and a friend to Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm. But the big reveals were Ben Grimm, Sue Storm, and Johnny Storm. I'll start off saying right now, Johnny Storm, you can only do so much with lighting people on fire and making him look cool. So maybe the special effects aren't fully done on him. And we'll get a little bit more of the eyes, how they look in the comics, but we'll see. Ben Grimm, we see a few different things of him. We'll talk about him in a second. But Sue Storm, I love this shot of her because it shows that they're using light bending for her to turn invisible and messing with that. And it's a very scientific way to do Sue Storm rather than just have her turn invisible. Well done, I thought. All right, let's get into Ben Grimm. I love the look of Ben Grimm. I think the eyes look a little too cartoony. I don't know exactly what I expect them to be, but I think the eyes look a little too cartoony. But everything else I like. I like how the sound is when he moves. And I just wish the voice was a little more New York-y. Just because of what, we all grew up with Ben Grimm. Other than that, I think Ben Grimm, they kind of nailed him. Full bodysuit, maybe just to cut down on the CGI. If you saw some of the behind-the-scenes clip, that is a full bodysuit. Like, it's not full CGI, but the full bodysuit maybe because it's easier then for them to do the final Ben Grimm. I thought he looked great. I thought he sounded great. Except for a non-New York accent. But hey, that's what it is. Sue Storm, I thought, again, looked great because of the bending of the light, and you get more on the scientific side of it all. And Galactus. How cool was Galactus? I'm not going to complain about his size at all because I think this is perfect, especially with the first few iterations of Galactus in Marvel Comics. I think this fits. We don't need the big one where he's giant and Earth is like the size of his eyeball. We don't need that big of one yet. We're not there yet. First steps, huh? Let's walk before we run. I like this version of Galactus. We don't see a herald on his shoulder. We don't see the Silver Surfer. But I think, again, if we do get a Super Bowl spot, that's maybe something that will be introduced. And the last slide I have is if you take a look at this is Reed Richards doing the math here. This is him. There might be other things on here, but if you look just to the left of him, you can see he's looking at some kind of arc bridge into other universes or dimensions or multiverse. Whatever he's doing, it connects to the multiverse. And I think this is where whatever he's working on, we're going to get into them entering our Marvel universe. So those are the big takeaways I got. If you noticed anything from these clips from the trailers, let me know, because I love the theories. I love everything. I love the deep dives. I didn't get any of that from the Thunderbolts trailer, but from this, there's a lot to digest here. So if you get any of this, any theories from the Fantastic Four, let me know. He mentions this is the first time they went into space is when they got their powers. So they're obviously going to go back and try to do something else, whether it's to reverse it. So Ben isn't the thing, and Johnny doesn't start on fire, and Sue doesn't turn invisible, and whatever. Who knows? But they will be going back into space. Franklin Richards might show up. And if they do have Franklin Richards, that is going to be their explanation into, I don't know, maybe doing something with the multiverse. It's a lot. It's a lot. If you just look up Franklin Richards, you'll see what I mean. But I do have to say, I do like Galactus. I think Galactus looks really cool. Cody Rhodes coming out right now. Cody Rhodes, I cannot believe he has hung on this long as a babyface, as a straight up old school white blonde hair, American flag waving babyface. Good on him though. Every country he goes into, he's still a babyface and does well. Let me know your thoughts on the Fantastic Four trailer. I really want to know, and especially if you have theories or anything else, please let me know. I think it looks great. Again, there's only so much you can say about lighting someone on fire like the Human Torch, and we didn't get to see Reed Richards, but Ben Grimm looks great. I love the rock sounds when he moves. Sue Storm with the bending light, I think, is perfect. And Galactus, I think, is the perfect size. I have no complaints on him being this big because now it makes for a good fight with the Fantastic Four. All right. We are at our main event of SmackDown on this Friday evening. Cody Rhodes. Main event, Jey Uso against Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Who do you want to see Jey Uso face at WrestleMania? The story's there either way. If they're going to give John Cena another title, would it make more sense of him to take it off of Gunther than Cody Rhodes? Let me know your thoughts on who should face who at WrestleMania. Because with the women, I do believe it should be Tiffany Stratton facing Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte should lose. That's what it should be. Easy, simple. And then do a reverse angle with Charlotte. Have her lose at WrestleMania, then start at the bottom. That's what I would do with Charlotte Flair if I was Triple H or any of the bookers in WWE. Because then it just shows that maybe she was handed something at first and did piss us all off, and now she goes back to being last in line. Because titles can't all change hands. I think I can't see either of the women's main titles changing hands at WrestleMania. If you do, please let me know your thoughts on it, because I don't think we need another Charlotte versus Rhea match. And I don't know if I really want another another Rhea Liv match. With the men, though, Cody Rhodes versus anyone could be a big one. But I think it's got to be either Cena, Jey Uso, or Randy Orton. If they want to do it, go ahead and do Kevin Owens again and have him take the title off of Cody Rhodes. But it's just weird because, again, you're going to the main event of WrestleMania. No doubt Cody Rhodes is going to be the main event of WrestleMania. New, how you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Your girl, Natalia Markova, won a title this week. She said she's going to defend it on the Indies. She won the Jericho Cruise title. If she comes around to LA and defends it on the Indies, Nakano will make sure to go. She's coming to your area too. Double check, noob, because she's going to defend it. Her Jericho Cruise title on the Indies. All right, here come Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Again, if you got any thoughts on the Fantastic Four trailer, let me know, because it was very cool, I thought. This is a taste. This is a taste because we're going into multiple decades. And if we do go into multiple decades, you're definitely getting their kids. That would set him off. If you're going to set off Reed Richards and turn him into the one who messed with Battle Worlds and all this other stuff, so much. There's so much going on with this. I really do hope that the multiverse stuff ends soon, but we got to wait all the way until Secret Wars. If you look online too, there's some X-Men casting rumors. They possibly have someone in mind for Kitty Pryde. Looks great. Possibly someone in mind for Cyclops. Looks fine. And then you have a bunch of celebrities who want to be Storm. Everyone wants to be Storm. I don't think we need to get wicked with it. That's just my thought. I think we're good. I think Storm, in my opinion, needs to look like Jade Cargill. I don't know if Jade Cargill has the acting chops for it or not, but that's just my thoughts. The 60s has been retro-futuristic. Do you like it? Do you like it, and do you think they're going to stick around in this? This is technically not the MCU. It's the MCU, but I mean, it's, a multiverse. And as you see the kids in the Thing masks and the Halloween masks in there, the Fantastic Four in this universe are the only superheroes. So while we're watching your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, everything that's happened in the MCU happened without Spider-Man, because it's another multiverse story. All this multiverse stuff. Did I just fan myself? Anyways, there's so much to it, as we have the main event of SmackDown going on right now. But again, I like how the Thing moves when he runs. I wish the voice was just a little bit more New Yorker. Nice little nod to the bear here with the Thing, possibly. I think it is. If you guys watch the bear, the guy does the voice of him, plays one of the main characters on there. The other girl who plays Sydney on that show is another one who had into play Storm. Again, Storm, in my opinion, is someone, to me, if I was doing the MCU X-Men, after 3 movies, I don't know. I'd do something where Cyclops isn't the leader anymore, and then make Storm the leader. So it has to be someone who's just a leader. Oh, speaking of Hollywood, let's talk about this really quick. Her return brought in some eyes from Hollywood. Alexa Bliss just signed with a major new talent agency here in LA, And yeah, that was a headlining story for a couple days on Deadline. If you look on Deadline, you can find the story about Alexa Bliss signed with a new talent agency here in Hollywood. That's a pretty big deal. There's other WWE superstars who are a part of that talent agency as well. But congrats to Alexa Bliss. I just like people who do character work and figure out that they can do all this other stuff. Like the Sami Zayn does stand up and he can do other stuff. CM Punk has been obviously signed with people for a while now. Drew McIntyre, others as well. Jade Cargill. I think the MC is very entertaining and not depressed. And yeah. So they showed the thing kind of depressed and down on his luck in here when he's looking through the window and there's a pumpkin on the ground again, informing us that it's Halloween time. Yeah, I don't need like the depressed one. The one in was the Miles Teller one. I hated that one. I don't know. It just looked like looked like a weird artist did it. Alexa Bliss voice as one of the characters in the Netflix anime Sakamoto Days. I didn't know that. I think you knew. You can also find Big E on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Love it. Thank you for the knowledge there. I love when we get to see wrestlers do stuff like voice acting. And, of course, Becky Lynch, MJF will be in Happy Gilmore 2. How's everyone's weekend? How's your weekend going? Do you have anything for the Super Bowl? And Elizabeth posted this question earlier. If anyone wants to answer it, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? All right, we have our main event of SmackDown on a Friday night. I do have to bring this back up again. A little bit boring on the mic now. I know she can go in the ring, but holy crap, is she getting boring on the mic? It's the slow-moving kind of promos against younger people who talk in NXT that make her promos like that just sound a little off, right? You could do these promos with certain people. Triple H did these kind of promos. It is a very old school type of promo, but it just doesn't work with the new talent. Eagles have to win. Noob is going for the Eagles. Noob, again, I haven't really watched too much football at all. Is this going to be a good Super Bowl? You think it's going to be a nail biter? Is it going to go down to the end? Or you think about halftime the Eagles are going to take over? I'm surprised the Alexa Bliss match didn't headline tonight, but it is a big thing of people being there for 3 hours. 3 hours, such a long time. It really is. If you've gone to a live event, even AEW when they do their Rampages or their ROH tapings, it's so long to be there for 3 hours, especially with kids. 2 hours is that sweet spot in Netflix. 2.5 for Raw is especially that sweet spot because I think people are still getting their time in. But like that extra half an hour is perfect. 3 hours is a lot, especially if you're doing promo packages and everything else. If you're there in the studio or in the stands, holy crap, it gets tiring. Charlotte Flair is becoming more and more boring. If you ask me, WWE has to bring Asuka back. I hope Asuka's doing all right, but I agree. Asuka's exciting, and I don't know. What you do with Asuka. You put her with Kairi Sane again and Io Sky. You get rid of Dakota Kai. Do you keep Dakota Kai, or just have Asuka be Asuka on her own? Their women's division is going to be so stacked once Asuka, Dakota is supposed to be back soon, and then you can get these call-ups too. Roxanne, Lash Legend, and Jakara. They will probably get called up too because they're doing great. Whether they bring up Meta 4 or just those two, I think those two are a definite call-up. I am a big fan that they do the headlines on the side. It is nice. Again, SmackDown doesn't come on here for another 6 minutes, so I'm watching the East Coast Lead. Thank you, USA app. You guys excited for 2K25? I had 2K24. I never played it. I got rid of it. So I can make room for Marvel Rivals and Helldivers 2. WWE 2K24 took up so much space, so much damn space. But I'm going to talk about taking up space. Just wait until the fall. It has been confirmed that so far, Grand Theft Auto 6 will be out this fall. Are you excited? Do you have enough room on your system? Are you ready to pay $100 for Grand Theft Auto 6? I asked Knock this question last week. He said yes. I think I'm going to reiterate and say yes as well. If you go into, I forgot the name of the movie already, Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes. If you go to Hard Eyes this weekend, or you go see Love Hurts, that's like $20 right there. And you're in and out in 2 hours. So for $100, for countless hours or years, if we are familiar enough with the Grand Theft Auto franchise, the $100 is well spent. Jey Uso, man, they gotta be careful how they book him, not have him wrestle too much. It'd be a shame if he got injured before Yeet Mania. Yeet Mania, man. We'll put a poll out on our channel, but what do you think was bigger, or is, well, I guess maybe we should do it after WrestleMania, but Yeet Mania or Kofi Mania or Yes Mania, one of those three. I guess the other one, but there's no like mania behind it, was Ultimate Warriors. That was just a surprise for us old folks. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes will be in a movie too this summer. He's in the Naked Gun remake with who else is in there? CCH Pounder, Busta Rhymes, Pamela Anderson, Liam Neeson. I love the original one, so I'm totally looking forward to that. Man, just wait till Tonga Loa comes back, and then those two they teased it last week, going for tag titles. Tonga and Tonga Loa, and then Jacob Fatu is kind of on his own, especially once his bloodline stuff ends. What if Roman beats Jey Uso for the title? He wins at WrestleMania. What if Roman beats him like at SummerSlam or something for that title, and then sets up a Rock final boss versus Roman Reigns at next year's WrestleMania? That has to be the end of the bloodline. I have to have this bloodline stuff kind of close out here. I love it. I think it's good. It's just, if you're looking at the main events, who's going to main event? Roman and Cody. So those are two main events. Now there's no women main eventing, or whoever else is going to main event. They could possibly save Orton and Cody until the year after. Because I feel like Orton might want that to be a last match. Like, if I lose, I retire match. You can't have a retirement because Cena trash bags, taking everyone's retirement year away from them, taking away Dustin Reynolds, Dustin Rhodes, taking away Rey Mysterio's, taking away so many people's retirement years so he can have it all to himself. Random glorious side note, I don't know if anyone watches Wipeout. That show's canceled now. Excuse me. John Cena having a great year so far. Lost the Royal Rumble to Jey Uso, and now Wipeout is canceled as well. This 2025 Cena run is fantastic so far. I love it. L after L after L. Isn't that been something? Oh man, Tonga pin Cody Rhodes. That's not happening because right now there's the 3 count, and Cody and Jey Uso win. What do you think? The end of SmackDown. We have 1 minute left. It's on USA, so it can get a run over. Does Jey Uso announce right now he's facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? Then we'd have at least one clear-cut path to WrestleMania. I mean, they can milk this for another 2 weeks because then you start to get the Elimination Chamber people finalized. Who is that? Oh, Solo. All right, Solo just took him out. I'm sure Solo's going in the chamber. I don't know if Solo versus Cody is a WrestleMania match. Solo Sikoa is back. Now he's back and on the attack. Solo Sikoa is back. I don't think he is him versus Cody is a main event. If they don't want to give Cody a main event, I say go for that match. Because the main match I want to see with Cody Rhodes is Randy Orton. That's it. What did you think of tonight's big matchups? What do you think of the big announcement that Drew McIntyre and Katana Chance and King Carter are now on SmackDown? And what do you think of the Fantastic Four? That's the big one from this week. We'll see some more stuff hopefully Sunday. I don't think they're going to spend the $8 million on a spot for the Fantastic Four when Marvel and no one else is really doing that much at the box office. Cap 4 isn't projecting to do as awesome as I think they hoped. Solo Sikoa is back for revenge. Man, I do love that Simone Spike. I do love it. All right. Let me know what you got going on this weekend, too. I'd love to know what you got going on. I'd love to know if you're going to a movie, if you're going to do watch Conclave. Maybe I'll go to a movie. Maybe I'll go see Hard Eyes. If you're going to go see Hard Eyes, let me know. But that's it. Let me know your thoughts on SmackDown. If there's anything you want to see leading up to the Elimination Chamber. And, of course, I'll try to be back next week. Friday, Naka's still going to be on vacation, a well-earned vacation. Nak will be on for another week, so we won't be back on Wednesday nights until the week after next week. We'll be back, but I'll be back next week Friday. I'll have something maybe a little more special planned than just watching SmackDown. Maybe we'll do a tier list, huh? If you want to do a tier list, leave a comment. Let me know what tier list you want to do next Friday or any kind of episode you want next Friday. Leave a comment. Help me make the show. I would appreciate that. I'll give you a special shout out on here. Yeah, but that is it. Saw the return of Alexa Bliss in action. She looked great. And we started to get our women's qualifiers set for the Elimination Chamber as we did for the men. Good night, man. That was a good night for SmackDown. Got some big trailers. We got a big weekend coming up with the Super Bowl. I can't wait to just eat and eat and eat. All right, for West Coast Pop, my name is Zach. Have a great weekend and be excellent to each other. Take care, everyone.